Today in the crypto space, we see the market taking a bit of a dip to the downside. Bitcoin down approximately 4% and Ethereum down approximately 4.5%. The rest of the crypto space, the altcoins, are pretty much coming down. We're getting those good retracements that we're looking for so that we can scale in at the bottom. In today's video, I want to talk about the general market, but more importantly, I want to focus on Bitcoin. I feel like Bitcoin right now is giving us an indication where this market could be going in the immediate short term, so I definitely want to give it our attention. So you know what? Let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunities, whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of this market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate that strategy, subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 7:30 Eastern, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects that you want me to talk about on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on those socials. The links are in the description. But better yet, join me live tonight at 7:30 Eastern, and we'll talk about crypto news and price action, of course. And that Discord group, guys, go check it out. It's a great community, great place to get lots of information with regards to fundamentals, setups, even knowledge, any questions that you may have. If you're new to the space, that is actually a great place to actually get involved. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on here. Bitcoin coming down. There's a bit of FUD in the market right now, and I know you probably hear some excitement in my voice, and it's not because Bitcoin is coming down. It's directly related to that, of course. It's because we can buy the dips now. We can start looking for good entries, buying low, reaccumulating some of those projects that we've been taking profits on, or nonetheless, if you've been on the sidelines with that dry powder ready to go, now is the time to start getting aggressive again. So you see me shift between bullish, bearish, aggressive, defensive, offensive, defensive, and right now I was very defensive in the last few days. You noticed here on the channel, for me, it was about taking profits, scale up that stop loss, take profits off the top. Now I'm getting into a bullish stance. Now I'm looking at, okay, Bitcoin came down, it's giving us a sign of weakness. Is the weakness over? Are the bears done? Once the bears are showing me that they are done and the bulls are ready to take the ball in their court once again, we'll already have some positions already set so that we can again get into a defensive stance when we see this market rally back up. Guys, there's ebb and flows in this market. There's peaks and valleys, and we have to be prepared to ride those peaks and valleys. If you're a trader, that's what you got to do. If you're an investor, fine. You can DCA, dollar cost average, as the price comes down. And guess what? You can do both. You can be both an investor, long-term investor, preparing for the bull run, which is what I'm doing as well. But in addition to that, you can use the short-term, volatility, meaning the 4-hour, using the daily type of thing to kind of shift in and out of the markets so that you can pack a bigger bag for that bull run. Guys, so that's what we're looking at right now. There are many opportunities in this market where there are many retracements, guys. Enjoy the FUD, take it as a positive thing. If you feel right now that you are not happy with this dip, it's because either you're overexposed in this market and you haven't been taking profits, or at the end of the day, you are not being real with the reality of that the markets do go up and they do come down. Okay, so this is the concept right here, right? Right now, we are celebrating the fact that it came down and we are able to buy the dip. Okay, so now what do we buy in? Do we get in right now? Do we go all into these altcoins? For me, it's like a bit scary, trying to catch that falling knife. I'm waiting for confirmations, of course. We're going to use Bitcoin as that confirmation. We'll scale through the market right now. We'll kind of look through what's happening here. And I'm not going to get into too much detail because you can see that a lot of these, setups right here, or this price action is very similar. They're all coming down 4%, 10% at worst, type of thing. Some of them are going sideways, some of them not doing so much. Like Solana, okay, fine, it dipped for 5%, give or take, but today it's only down 1%, give or take. See, we have other, obviously, stable coins. We want them to maintain their stability. If you're new to crypto and you don't know what a stable coin is and you see it going sideways, it doesn't mean that it's bullish. It's meant that it's designed to do that. Okay, stable coins are meant to go sideways, hold their peg. Go do your research, guys. If you're new to crypto, I know there's a lot of people coming in and out of crypto all the time, and it's very important that you understand what the relationship is between a stable coin and an actual asset that fluctuates fluctuates. Right now we see a lot of the assets coming down while, the stable coins are going sideways, which means that if you have stables right now, you are winning. You are winning because now you can scale into these dips a lot cheaper, right? So we see that we have Uniswap coming down, we have Bitcoin Sheep coming down. What else do we have? Stellar. A lot of them are just coming down significantly. So again, 2 to 5%, about even 10% you can see, but really 2 to 5%. Now, is that a significant dip? Now, if you look at the 7 days, yeah, it starts to increase. You look at 10, we've seen some 13, some 15%, double-digit dips. I'm starting to get interested, but am I going to start deploying all my capital right now? Probably not. Okay, so let's get into Bitcoin, guys. I'm not going to get into too much detail here, guys. Obviously, if you have any questions or anything that you want to talk about, any projects that you're interested in, the best time and place to talk about that is live tonight at 7:30 Eastern. And of course, join the Discord. The Discord is also a great place to, get engaged with the community and myself, of course. Let's begin. Let's talk about Bitcoin, guys. I know you're here to talk about charts. As a quick recap to what Bitcoin is doing in the last little while, we can definitely see Bitcoin coming down. There's no doubt about this. We see Bitcoin coming down to these lower levels, and we anticipated a bit of support down here. I still feel like Bitcoin could come down a little bit more, test these lows, test the lows, come down and test some liquidity. We know that we have some volume gaps at lower levels that are very, very interesting, meaning, does it mean that we could potentially come down to about 27,200? I think it's very possible. We did wick down to these lower levels. We got a bit of support, bit of a reaction, but I do see this 200 daily EMA just trailing up, just going and doing its thing, and I feel like this price action will want to come and say hello once in a while, like it happened in the past. Boom, fell a little bit below, now maybe we kind of come back, touch it once again. The bulls will absolutely love that touch. The bulls will like that touch because it will give you a confirmation that, maybe we're going to be respecting that 200 daily EMA, and the 200 daily EMA right now is very confluent. There's 3 levels of confluence here. Obviously the EMA itself, the horizontal at 27,000. If you look at that horizontal represents the beginning of a potential weak spot. Okay, and I do want to kind of zoom out so you can see what's happening here. We do have a bit of a weak spot, an indentation here in this price action where we get a bit weak. There's not a lot of volume, not a lot of supply and demand here. So if it happens to break below, guys, I anticipate a bigger dip down to about 25,000. But there's a couple of indications that I'm looking at right now that are telling me that maybe the 27,000 could be a short-term bottom before we get a little bit of a reaction to the upside. Now, this reaction is crucial. It is super important. Right now, I know a lot of people are very bearish. People are talking about, again, that $10,000, $12,000 Bitcoin. Let's be real here, okay? One step at a time. Now, what I do believe is that if Bitcoin gets a bottom right now, we have to pay attention to alts, because the alt reaction based on Bitcoin bottoming out and getting a bounce and staying within range, in this bigger range, I've been talking about this theory for a while. This thesis of mine has been very full of conviction. I feel like if we do get this bottom on Bitcoin, we hesitate. People might get back into altcoins and expect altcoins to do well. An altcoin season could be triggered by Bitcoin basically consolidating within this zone for the next little while, right? Just kind of bouncing around, maybe getting a pennant, maybe a distribution. We talked about wake-off distribution on the big picture on the daily, a big distribution pattern, but a nice bounce from Bitcoin right here and support around the zone will give people the indication that the Bitcoin dip is done and that altcoins now are potentially going to get their time to shine. Now, if that is the case, guys, altcoin season on, and usually that's an indication that Bitcoin is going sideways, holding support. There's stability in the Bitcoin market, which means that the heavyweight of the market, Bitcoin, is telling us, no worries, do your thing because we're not going anywhere. Go look for other speculative assets, and that's what people will do. They'll get bored out of Bitcoin, seeing it go range bound for the next little while. Chop action generally gets people wrecked, and people that are not interested in trading ranges find other opportunities that show trend. And if altcoins right now are at the bottom of the range and they start rallying up and start building a trend to the upside, you can expect that people are going to start looking for altcoin movement, right? So that's what I'm looking at. Now, Bitcoin here, as far as momentum goes, is right now entering the oversold scenario. We talked about this oversold scenario significantly. We talked about this nice little trend that we were getting. And we also talked about the fact that after a while, trends are meant to be broken. And we talked about this. This is exactly what I've been waiting for for that potential dip to the downside. And I've been telling you guys, my bias is to the downside. I feel like we need to get oversold again. And guys, right now we are entering that oversold scenario here at about 28%, 28.5%. Now, what does that mean? Should we be scaling in with a ton of conviction here to go long? Now, it could be. It could be. If you want to take a bit of a chance, it could be. But look at the MACD. MACD right now, red histogram bars to the downside. EMAs are facing down, not looking the greatest. So remember that the EMAs here on the MACD are a lagging indicator. They're lagging. They take time for them to actually reflect the price action. So we're a bit of ahead here. You can see the price action is still coming down. You could be potentially trying to catch a falling knife. We don't know how low we're going to go. I'm anticipating a reaction at about 27,000, give or take 27,100. Right here at this 20 EMA, we have the horizontal, we have the the 200 EMA. We also have the breakout zone where we actually broke out. So you can expect that a lot of the traders that are waiting for a breakout trade to the upside definitely got in here. And I bet you there's a lot of people that didn't take a lot of profit here because they expected Bitcoin to continue based on this bull flag, right? But they didn't pay attention to momentum. Momentum was fully overbought at that level, and we needed a full reset on the daily, and we're getting there. So now that we got that full reset and we are consolidating to the downside, very similar to what we did here. Look at the actual price action. Straight up, come down, consolidate, slowly dip and grind to the downside. Look for support and then get another impulse. I do believe that if we get some support here, we are very likely going to double top or create a lower high here. So this is why you got to get in and out. Now, if we do create a higher high, it does really confirm to me that we are in a distribution. I feel like this would be a great place to hunt for liquidity at about 32,600. And based on distribution, you're going to see a lot of price manipulation, getting the price nice and high, people taking profit, getting the price right back down, and getting those ebb and flows so that at the tops, a lot of those whales start dumping on the market and looking for exit liquidity. So be very careful here. I do feel like Bitcoin at the end of the day from its bottom reached 100% gains. It did a very, very strong thing in the last little while, and we got to admit there's no indicator that the bull market is on just yet. If we zoom out just a little bit more, and I know as I zoom out, my charts look even more of a mess, right? So let's zoom out just a little bit and be real about what happened here. This was our absolute bottom. We rallied up. Did we get a confirmation that this was the bottom? Did we get a higher low? We did not get a higher low here, guys. So this is what the market could be potentially looking for in the next couple of months, maybe, leading up to December. This could be what the market is looking for. And if you zoom out even more, you'll know that this is basically could be a big accumulation range where we do come down, kind of bounce around this zone, and finally get that explosive breakout to the upside for the up and coming bull run. So I do believe a higher low, a back test to about $20,000 will be absolutely healthy. I personally don't believe we're going to come down or lower than the previous low. Now, of course, opinion doesn't really matter here. We have to wait for the technicals to show us the way. Right now, the technicals are not telling me that we're coming down there, so we're going to have to take it day by day and get in and out of the market based on the technicals. But right now, what I do feel, what the technicals are saying is that there's no confirmation that this was the low, and we need some of that. The bulls, the whales, the big investors that want to get in with the maximum amount of conviction will wait for that confirmation low, a higher low after this bullish divergence, right? We got the follow through. Now we got to come down. People that took profits is smart money, and you're probably going to get into a wake off distribution that looks like potentially something like this. Who knows what phase we're in? I'm not going to try to match it up perfectly. We're going to give it some time to actually build and see if it actually plays out. We're going to see at least 3 waves to the upside, 3 structures, basically 1, 2, and 3. We'll kind of line it up then. Right now, we're potentially in our second structure, so let's see what happens. But at the end of the day, what I am looking for is a slow rollover, and during that slow rollover, we'll see Bitcoin going sideways. Altcoins will take advantage of that slow rollover, have their altcoin season, catch up to Bitcoin, and then boom, maybe we do come down to reach those $20,000 levels once again for the Bitcoin price. That, it for me, is a little bit more modest than the 12,000. It's a little bit maybe one stepping stone before we potentially come down to 12,000. Guys, I am not throwing that out of the way. Like, that is not, it is very possible we come down to 12, but there's no indication yet. So I am not going to have that conviction or include that into my thesis until I get further confirmation of that being the case. But coming down to 20,000 right now is very, very possible. The probability is a lot higher. And guys, this is a game of probability. And right now, I feel in the short term, we should get a little bit of a bounce eventually. Right now, we're very early, guys. We just entered chart on the daily on the oversold conditions. So give it a moment, give it some time. If you feel you want to get into your long-term spots, yeah, double in, get into with 10%. Double in. You have nothing to lose in this case. You know you didn't buy the top. You know you didn't buy up here. We took profits here. That's where I was saying take profit, TP, 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 right? 2 take profit zones. Right here, I got it out even heavier on my Bitcoin. In fact, I sold my entire short-term spot positions on Bitcoin. I hold 0 Bitcoin on my short-term spots. Long-terms are intact, but my short-term spots, I hold 0. A lot of other altcoins I scaled out significantly on. Render, and many others. Right now, I'm looking for reaccumulation, and I'm waiting for Bitcoin to give me that indication. And right now, Bitcoin is not really giving it to me. So we got to take it easy here, guys. I'm expecting a short-term bounce, and that should be happening very soon. Let's see what happens with the 4-hour. The 4-hour is extremely oversold right now. So this is the zone where if you're going to take chance, if you've been going into longs in the last little while, especially on this bullish divergence that we see on the 4-hour, now is the time where people got wrecked. This is the time where you see that we broke trend after the bullish divergence. We got fully reset. You can see full reset on the RSI and then dumped. People that held their positions here got wrecked. So this is what you're seeing here. This is a potential. And look at the little volume gap here that we have on the 4-hour. Broke through the volume gap straight down to this level. And if you want to front run this entry, right now is not bad because as you zoom in, you can see the little volatility that increases here on the VPVR. We start to increase the amount of volume. So in a way, this is not bad. This is not a bad place to start dabbling into Bitcoin and even potentially some altcoins, especially the larger cap, the blue chips. You know, volatile assets right now are a little bit scary. I'll admit, you know, those small cap, micro cap gems, they do fall very hard in times of, you know, bearishness, but the larger caps, the ones that have a little bit more stability, you'll notice that the percentages are not that great. So be careful here, guys. I do feel like Bitcoin is going to give us a bit more clarity in the days to come. Guys, join me live tonight at 7:30 Eastern because we'll talk about this in a little bit more detail. If you have any questions or concerns, that's a great place and time to discuss the markets, to discuss Bitcoin, altcoins, any other theory that you may have. All right, guys, thank you for stopping by. If you haven't yet, do the channel a huge favor and slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to follow me in the socials, the links are in the description below. Join the Discord. It's a great community, guys. Lots of good alpha being talked about throughout the day. Setups, fundamentals, all that good stuff. All right, guys, take care. Have a good one. And don't forget, buy the div.